What's up, everybody? How are we doing tonight? Welcome to another Wednesday night. It is another Wednesday night, I guess, but another Paraverse podcast. Tonight, we are going to be continuing our Paranormal 101 series. And tonight is, if you haven't guessed by my guest, or my co host, I should say, we're talking about equipment tonight, guys, which is important. It's very important in the field. So I thought, you know what? None other. Who better than Todd and Marissa? Marissa will be joining us. She's off camera. I don't know what she's doing, but she's busy.
Yeah, ready like she always is. But listen, let me get my relatively paranormal equipment. Woo! It's your boy Todd.
There it is. There it is.
Hopefully you've seen my commercial somewhere along the line.
Oh, well, if you guys haven't seen Todd or Marissa or any of them, welcome to the show, because we promote these guys out just as much as obviously our brother Brian John Laverty. But the short version, Todd and Marissa do an amazing job at making equipment, selling equipment, promoting them out. And I'll tell you what, the prices, you can't be beat. You really can't. I mean, I don't know how you guys make money. I really don't know how cheap you guys sell this stuff at.
It's the dirty secret of the paranormal equipment business is that, unfortunately, and listen, and I was on the other side of the fence, everybody's been getting jacked for years. It's a fact. You know, I make a decent profit, and I'm able to give everybody the highest quality equipment that I can find, the highest quality parts, and I'm half the price of the big guy who just bought a building. Just bought a building. So
hell yeah.
And so listen, I have some of their equipment too. I'm not saying it's bad equipment. I'm just saying, unfortunately, everybody's been getting overcharged for a long time.
Well, we've said so many times that we are in a field to spend money, not make it. And I'm sorry if anybody doesn't like that statement. Go to another show because it's the truth.
We tried to set up, honestly, and this is no bullshit. This is no like advertising BS. We wanted to be, we're paranormal investigators. We lived in a haunted home. We've been through all that. And we wanted it to be the paranormal investigator store. And we wanted it to be a place where if you came to my store, and we have like 14 items now, and you're not sure what something does, or you're trying to accomplish something, capture something, and you have questions, we're there to answer them. We want it to be like the mom and pop online store that you just can't find that anymore. You just can't.
No, you really can't. All right. So before we get into the equipment section tonight, guys, as you know, if you are just joining us for the first time, welcome. But we like to say hello to the audience. I like to keep things very interactive. So if you have any questions for Todd or myself or Marissa when she pops in, by all means, have at it. Have fun. The more fun and more interactive you guys are, the better the show is going to be, because we like to make things fun. Because this show, the Paraverse podcast, is all about you guys, and it's for you guys. It's created by you guys. So that being said, let's say hello to the audience. We got Anthony from Texas Wraith Hunters of Wraith World Podcast, my brother. Did I win the SLS?
What did he say?
I'm assuming that's for you, bro.
Did you win it? Listen, we're coming up on its birthday, almost a year since we started selling it and cut the price in half. So, from 500 to 300 in one foul swoop.
And this is none other than the fedorable Mr. Fedora, Scott Morton. What's up, brother? How are you doing? Let's see. He's from Warren Area Society of Paranormal, WASP. And there's Tim Rice. What's up, Tim? How are you? The lovely Liz. Liz. We gotta love Liz. Liz is everywhere. I love Liz. And Liz is actually from you're talking about a mom and pop shop for you. Liz's team name, I just found out not too long ago, is Family Paranormal. What better name?
Family Paranormal. Her name looks familiar to me. I don't know if she's.
Oh, Liz is everywhere. Liz is literally, if there is not a show or a podcast that is in the Parapost Network or Paralinks that Liz is not a part of or is in the audience. I love Liz. She loves and supports.
Oh, hi, Scott Moyne. Yeah, I don't know. Either that or somebody with a similar name bought something from us, but.
Well, I will also let you guys know before we begin, I do have a couple of things. If you missed my show a little bit earlier today, we have a couple of prayer requests type things, positive vibes that need to be sent. One for Scott, actually, and his family for, let's say, healing thoughts and positive prayers his way to him and his family. Much love for you, brother. Also, Lex from Lex Paranormal. You might know him from Through the Lens with our brother Brian. He's going through some stuff right now, so prayers for Lex. Much love to you, brother. If you need anything, just message. You know that. And finally, our boy Howard Petrie from the Petrie Dish, Unholy Trinity, a bunch of others, Paranormal Swamp Talk. He's actually in charge. Him and Chrissy are in charge of Fear Fest. Howard's actually in the hospital. He had some issues. Again, not my place to really say what's going on. I'll let him do it at his time. But speedy recovery for you, brother. We miss you. Can't wait to get you back in front of the camera and doing what you do best, and that's making people understand the paranormal better and make people laugh because you're fucking awesome at that. So much love to you. So if we can, please, guys, get some hearts, get some prayers and everything in the chat for them. So
Positive energy.
absolutely.
Positive energy.
Always, always, always. All right, brother. So, Todd. So we've been. I don't know if you've been watching the series, but I've started this Paranormal 101 series. Oh, there's the patrol. What's up, patrol? How you guys doing? That must be Big Rob. Um, so we're starting this Paranormal 101 series. I've been doing the podcast for about 2 years now. I think, Scott, right? 2-3 years now. Something, I don't know. And I figured it's time to get back to basics. We've talked about locations. We've talked about starting out a paranormal team. When is it time? We're going to be talking about investigations themselves. But I think first and foremost, before we hit that, we need to talk about the equipment. Because let's be honest, equipment is paramount in our field. So you're the expert here. You're the expert tonight. So let me ask you this first question. You got a team, brand new to the field. It's never even gone out before. What are your suggestions to start out? What are some basic equipment have to haves?
Honestly, so Marissa and I, first investigation we ever did, we went to a graveyard. It was free, and we had a mini mag light flashlight, okay, for the spirits to interact with. We saw it on Ghost Hunters at one point. I know it's kind of some people think that they turn on off by themselves. I personally don't. If you can get them to turn on command and answer your questions, it's like anything else. Do you know what I'm saying? So anything can be tripped off. An EMF meter can be tripped off. But we start off with a $15 mini mag light. We started off with the same EMF detector that we sell in our shop today, which is why we sell it. It does temperature and EMF, and it's a lousy $29. And it beeps when it spikes, and it turns red from green. It's a badass EMF. Like we still have the original one, so we had that. And I think we tried out a couple different apps, and that was like all we had. We had one crappy night vision camera. We didn't know that you needed a light for it, so we were trying to use the onboard light. Not very good.
No.
But we got activity, and we had a great time, and we built up from there. And the key for us was, as we upgraded to equipment, like that camera, we don't own anymore. It probably still works. But as we upgraded, we would sell the older stuff. So that was a regular 1080p. We started getting 4Ks, and we sold those to people just starting out for cheap money. So we keep our stuff very clean, great working condition. And we would, as we upgraded, we would sell the other stuff to people just starting out. And you can build up that way to the point where, I get it. We build it, but we buy equipment too when we see something cool that we can't build. And it's almost to the point where it's stupid. The amount of them we have is so, I don't even know what to do anymore. So now, we just take out different pieces at different times, and we try different experiments with them, and we do stuff like that. But if you're just starting out, $15 mini mag light, get yourself an EMF detector. There are a couple apps that I think work. And there's those are your must-haves in at least a decent night vision camera. Something like that. I mean, those would be your absolute haves. Absolute haves.
So go into the apps. Now, I know there's a lot of people who are either really for the apps or really against it. Me personally, the only app I really use is a voice recorder and maybe my cameras. What is it with the apps? Like, what for you? What drives you with those apps? Like, what have you seen that brings some validity to the field?
Okay, so we used to use this app called the Paralys, which is like an Ovilus. Okay,
Yeah.
now over time, from living in a haunted house and from witnessing certain things on investigations, we came to the conclusion that spirits were actually entering these devices and using their energy to manipulate the energy in the device to make it do what they wanted it to do. I don't
Okay.
believe spirits push buttons
Mm,
like a certain store has an Ovilus thing where they think the spirit's going to push the buttons. I don't think it's going to work well. I think they go into it. And here's what happened. So we're using this paralysis thing, and it was saying very compelling things on point. Um, the house we live in now is a haunted house as well.
mhm,
It's an old school building built in 1882. I don't like living in haunted houses. It's bad luck for me. I wish this house wasn't haunted. I wish this was my reprieve, but it's not. And we used to investigate here a lot, and I was having nightmares every night. And we, during an investigation here, I yelled out, "You're a son of a bitch," because that was a negative entity. I said, "You're giving me nightmares. You're messing with me every night." And the paralyst said, "Sleep." So,
mm,
when things like that happen, it starts adding validity. Now, the one thing that really impressed upon me that some of these apps work that way is I had my SLS-V2 camera on a coffee table at a house case, and my phone was in front of it with the parallax on, and it said something really compelling. I don't remember what it was, and the XLS caught this orb come out of the phone, turn into a black mist, and shoot away.
mm.
I still have the video. It's actually on my YouTube channel. I think it's called like House in the Burbs on Wickedly Haunted, and you can
Okay.
see that for yourself. And that I was like, all right, I think we're definitely right here. They're going into these devices and they're manipulating them. So I think they can almost manipulate anything, they want to, depending on time
I mean,
period of and whatnot.
it makes sense. I mean, everything we do, and all the evidence that's presented is based about electrical impulses, or whatever, electro waves. You had an idea? You had an
Alexa,
idea?
turn
I
off family
just
room light. It's the haunted house. That's a ghost. I'm done. Alexa, turn off family room. It does it sometimes. I don't. Son of a bitch. All
hey,
right, buddy. Take a deep
I
breath.
I have at least three in my house. Both, well, they're all grandparents of Mackenzie's, and sometimes it's good, sometimes not so good. But
I think that might have been something because weird things happen when we're talking about them. You may hear an EVP on this show. You may hear growling. It happens all the time. It's bizarre.
and this is why I love doing these podcasts in homes that have activity, but also for the investigation part of it too, like Global Ghost Hunt we just finished up. When these teams are out, like I saw, like Rob's still in the room from the patrol. We could real time listen. Like I know Brian and myself were backstage for all of these, and we're listening in. And I mean, obviously listening to the teams and everything else, but I'm also doing the investigating side. I'm listening in, so it's cool. I love doing this stuff. So Rob
I
brings
would,
up a point. They use the necrophonic until he watched a YouTube video of someone made that if left on constant replays the word bank every 2 hours. So I'm not sure how legit it is. And see, that's my problem with a lot of these apps. Is
I actually have a necrophonic story.
go,
Um,
go for road.
okay, so necrophonic. All right, so I built my own spirit box. I'm not going to disclose what's in it, but it works extremely well. Pretty much with any spirit box and app, I can plug anything into it or Bluetooth it into it. It's got a speaker in it. And necrophonic, we decided to give it a try, and it worked incredible through my spirit box. It was like direct communication. It was kind of messed up.
Hmm.
And the longer we used it, it went from like normal conversations to like we were blown away, and it started getting really dark. Okay, now if you've ever pulled up the app, he's got a pentagram on it. It's not upside down, but still.
Hmm.
Okay, it got really dark, and it started talking about demon this, demon that. I'm gonna rape your wife. I'm gonna kill you. Like didn't matter where we went, it was this nasty stuff that it wasn't saying before.
Hmm.
Now, selling equipment, I get to talk to a lot of people every week because
Of
people
course.
ask me questions. So I started asking people, hey, you ever use necrophonic? And I swear to God, I talked to maybe 50 people, probably 35 had the identical story that I had of it was great. It started getting real dark. Dark things started happening around me in my life and blah blah blah. Now this story is going to sound a little wacky because it really broke my heart to stop using it because I thought it was so fantastic. So I started asking the spirits, is this thing that you're using to talk through, what do you think about it? And they started saying it's evil, it's evil. And they started using the words when I didn't say I don't say this is necrophonic. I say, hey, here's my box you can talk through. I try to explain it in layman's terms so they're not afraid of it.
Of course.
And a spirit straight up said necrophonics evil, and I said why? And I don't remember the guy's name. I know it's like Chill Seekers or whatever. They said because they used his first name, so and so made it that way. And I looked up the name and I said, get the f out of here. I said so and so who? And they said his last name, and I said, what? Did this really happen? Like, you start thinking you're crazy when some of this shit's happening at during an investigation. So I said, well, why is that? And they basically said like something like a negative entity gave them the idea or something. And what the conversation came to, and this is the crazy part, is they said that it had like a conjuring thing chopped up in the bank of words.
Mm.
And even if it's all intention, so even if you chopped up something like that, would it still have the intention to bring forth something negative? I don't know. And listen, it could have been a negative spirit messing with me. Who knows? But that's my story, and that's what I
Well,
heard. I got the video still. I mean, it was just weird.
see, for me, it's all about validation. Like that's why the Ovilus. I am not a fan of the Ovilus. I will never own one, nor do I want one. At SP7 or a spirit box or something like that, that's a little different because it's scanning the radio waves. But to me, taking some kind of electromagnetic field and putting it into a downloaded dictionary to pull it out, like what if the spirit's trying to say help me and it says kill you? You know what I mean? Or it says like dog.
Well,
I can't see that correlation with the Ovilus, and to me personally, and I'm not saying anybody who uses an Ovilus is terrible or bad investigators. I'm just saying, it's not for me.
we use a device called the Paratech, made by Appy Droid. The guy who runs the company is an awesome guy. Like
Yeah.
best customer service you'll ever find. Super great guy. And for a spirit to pick a word, they have to pick a person, place, or a thing first. So a category: person, place,
Mm.
and thing. Then they have to pick the first letter of the word. Okay. Then it opens up those options. Then they have to pick the word, and then it reboots itself so it can't be tripped twice, and they
Okay.
have to start all over again. That's how it was explained to me.
Okay.
We captured an SLS figure at a haunted Victorian playing a piano with an
Hmm?
audience. It's on my YouTube channel. It's a fantastic video. A guy on a couch, guy on a chair. The guy in the chair starts dancing. It was crazy. And
I think
we're
I've
like,
seen
oh my
that
God.
video.
We said, well, what the hell? What are you doing over there? Are you playing a song? And the freaking thing said piano.
I remember. You know
Everything
what?
said
I have seen
piano.
that. That is a
So
great video.
we're like, what the hell? Yeah, everything's going off, like the GS2, the ultrasonic motion detector. I mean, what does that say?
So Rob's saying, "Oh wow, yes, we get demon, run, scratch, and lots of swear words." Thought I was using it wrong.
I know. I think it's just a dark app. If you look online, some people promote spirit boxes apps that are demonic. They'll be like
Mm.
demon box, and they'll have an upside down pentagram and 666. Like listen, demonic entities, in my opinion, are real, and they're not to be trifled with. They're not to be played with. You don't want to run into one. You don't want to talk to one. You don't want anything to do with them. We've had a negative attachment we got from a house case. Don't play with that, man. You see
I,
demonic dirt box, don't,
I
don't
love
even
love to get
go.
you. I love to get you and Ken Allen on a show together. So Scott saying, "We'll never forget when the green screen was pulled down behind me." Yes. So little backstory for this one, brother. So Scott, to let you know, he was my very first guest ever on my show, and I was his. And we started networking and having a great time and whatnot. Well, we always basically help each other out and support each other. Well, the one night we were talking about, I forget what exactly it was we were discussing, and all of a sudden, from behind Scott, his green screen pulled, and it pulled the opposite way. Like he was looking one way. He said he heard something. He looked one way, and his green screen pulled the opposite from behind him, and just dropped live. It was like, what just happened? And we were, and I think I laughed about it, and Scott was just like, oh, okay.
Is his home haunted? Does he have a ghost there?
I know he said he's had some activity, but I don't think it's as active as yours. I'll just
Yeah,
say,
it's it gets crazy. Like I try to ignore it, but when you're building SLS and XLS cameras nightly for people, and it's like they want to show themselves, I'll turn it on, and boom, within like a minute, there's somebody in the. I'm talking like in the middle of the room, not like on a coat rack. Not well, the XLS doesn't have false positives anyway, but they'll
yeah.
just appear and do messed up things, and that's what I have to
He,
see at 3 in the morning when I'm building somebody's XLS every
now
night.
now Scott had another good one. He was watching my show, and he was recording himself with an SLS, and he's got one of the old school ones with the 360 Connect plug
Yeah, yeah,
in
that's
and
what
all
I
that
make
stuff.
them. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
and so he had it just sitting there, and he actually caught a figure on his shoulder. It looked like a parrot, just hanging out around on his shoulder, just sitting there, and it was funny. It was
Yeah,
funny.
listen, they'll show up as all different sizes. It's the SLS, the original SLS is a fabulous piece of equipment if you know how to use it. If you know how to
Mm,
recognize a false positive and you can get the figure to interact with you is the key. It is a valuable piece of equipment. We have a video in a hotel room of an entity between two beds, and we had two flashlights on the nightstand, and you can see it turning the flashlights on command, and we have it side by side with the night vision, and the lights popping on as he reaches over, and it goes on for like 20 minutes. And we had the
no
spirit box
shit.
talking. I said, I think I said, shake my hand, and it said, yeah, I'll shake your hand. Like, it's that it was, what it all breaks down to this, folks. Like, use whatever makes you happy. The key is to get corroborating evidence. And when I say that, I don't mean two EMF detectors going off. I mean, try to get a few different pieces of equipment using different technology to corroborate the same event going on.
Yes.
That piano thing that Matt's talking about, we had the GS2 laser grid from Ghost Stop mapping a cold figure. You could see it on the screen. I show it.
Mm,
Um, it's telling you on the screen like that it was like 18 degrees or something nuts. We had an ultrasonic motion detector. It was beeping and it was calling out different depths this thing was at. It was bouncing around the room. Then we had the Paratech word bank saying compelling things. And then we took out the SLS and it was mapping something in the opposite room. And when I swung it around to where the GS2 was, there's a guy sitting on the couch right where the GS2 is pointing, right where the ultrasonic motion detector is pointing. And he sat there for like a minute and disappeared. And that's, to me, that's corroborating evidence. And that's what you want to get. But it's all what you're there for. Are you there for entertainment? Are you there for answers? Are you there to capture proof to prove people wrong? I mean, what are you there for? You
yeah.
know?
And you said two things that I want to hit on that are I agree with 110%. The first thing is if you use it correctly. These tools, this equipment that you make, that we buy, even something as simple as a flashlight, guys, it comes down to this: you have to use it correctly. You will get so many false positives. You can get so many things if the equipment isn't used properly. Like, let's say we'll say something as simple as a digital recorder. If you're whispering
Oh God, yeah.
and you don't mark it, that's a false positive. You know, there's
Shuffling your
just so many
jeans,
different things.
wiping your jeans, anything,
Yeah,
anything.
yeah. Or if
You'll
you're Brian
you'll
zipping
see
your
that.
zip, or if you're Brian zipping your zipper up.
Yeah.
Sorry,
We,
Brian, I had to take that shot.
we sit down now, and it's like hands on the table because we have Zoom recorders now. I
Mm,
think audio is key too, as you can upgrade. and the Zoom recorders are so ridiculous. Like they'll pick up anything. And Marissa used to be like, I'd be fixing my pants, and you could hear it like,
Hmm.
and it almost sounds like an EVP, and you're like, what? Oh, and then you gotta have it on video too. I'll videotape all the sessions so I can see. Oh no, it's me moving. It's
Yep.
her moving. But you gotta be still as possible. Like what you're touching upon, like an EMF detector, I think is probably, when I watch on TV, the most misused device. Okay,
Yes.
when you enter an environment or an area or a room where you want to investigate, what you want to do is take the EMF detector around the room and find the natural man-made EMF, not natural, the man-made EMF spots. You want
Yep.
to find a spot in the room, wherever it is, where it's zeroed out, and then you want to put it down and get something to interact with, like a REM pod, and get it
Hmm.
to set it off on command. Now, we sell a static meter now, probably one of the first around, uh, that I put on a light bar on one side for myself and that EMF meter on the other side. So now I got EMF, temp, and static, and we put it on one of the pistol grip mounts, little
Yep.
tripods.
Yep.
We set it out way away from us, where I've zeroed out an area, and I zero out the static meter. It's got a reset points on it, and then we
Hmm.
back away. And when that's going off and the static meter starts popping, because we've all felt the static electricity, the goose pimples, and it's
Hmm.
documenting all that, it's far more compelling than if somebody's just walking around, and they walk by a fridge and it pops off and they think it's a spirit. It's probably the transient EMF because the fridge turned on to cool itself off.
Yep. And you know what's
So,
funny? Not a lot of people realize that the EMF meter itself was never created for ghost hunting. We adapted that. We adopted that as a piece of our equipment. That was for electricians. That's where you find EMF leaks,
of course.
broken wires, stuff like that. And being an electrician, that's one of the things you have to use your tools properly. Now, the other thing you said that I really like is find equipment that calls you, that is for you. Like I said earlier, necrophonic, obulus, not my deal, not my thing. I like an SB7. I like
Mhm.
basic. I like simple stuff. I know there's. I'm happy with my laser grid. Like I've got a small laser grid. I know Scott's seen it. You might have seen it on some of my investigations, folks. But that's what I like. I like the simplistic. Um, I'm
I
very
like the
simple
polar
minded.
opposite. I like the retardedly technological stuff. It's
I
good.
like the stuff that I put a battery in, it turns the fuck on, it does what it's supposed to do, and I can go about my investigation.
I like the simple stuff too. I love my static meter. When that shit goes off, it's because the static meter does not pick up man-made EMF. It picks up one thing: static electricity. You walking across a carpet, zapping somebody. That is it.
Which, by the
So,
way, is very fun during an investigation. Just letting you all know that. That's hilarious.
so if that thing's on a table, not near any human being, there's no way that can go off. It's not supposed to go off otherwise, and it has a radius of an eighth of an inch.
Hmm.
So something has to come touch it. Okay, and then if that static stays there, it will start flashing, as if to say, like, hey, it's not meant for ghost hunting. It's something I adapted for ghost hunting.
Well,
Okay, it was meant for something else, and I'm like
well,
an eighth of an inch. That's impressive.
I mean, even like my brother Lurker, Carlos. I know you guys all know Lurker. We all love Lurker. He's so unconventional with his equipment. Like he comes up with things that I wouldn't even fathom in my
It's
17
awesome,
years of
though.
doing this. And it's something very simple. And there's just our field. You can use pretty much anything. But we even said earlier, Todd, on our phone call, there is not one piece of equipment that we can use that is 100% accurate. It's
No,
there's it's not. It's I mean, are we getting there? Maybe. We're
some of
taking
it
baby
is.
steps, but I mean, we even said it, on our call. The difference between 5 years ago in our field to now is huge. I mean, we have so
Oh
many
yeah,
more advantages now than what I mean. You have look at a player cam. I know Scott was talking to me, Fedora. He was talking about a player cam a couple weeks ago, I think it was, and you can get it on your phone now. You can get a FLIR attachment for your
that's what
phone.
we use. We use a Flare Pro on our phone. It's awesome. It's
it's
awesome.
like think about 5 years ago. Everybody was thinking about like what ghost hunters use. They're talking the clam monitor with the monitor and just walking around. Like I still want one of those. I still want one of those because it's all in one. You can record off of it. You can put it, but now they have, and they're affordable now too. I think I found one on Amazon for $100. It's like, holy shit.
I'll tell you what, though, as far as like things coming so far, all right, so the SLS kind of changed the game a little bit. It allowed us to capture moving images of spirits. What the XLS does is so far beyond that in just a blink of an eye. It's so far, it captures the stick figures, and those are cool, but it's not even I have a video tonight. If anybody who's ever on here, hang out for this video because you're about to see what the XLS is truly capable of. And Matt sat in with us on our Wickedly Haunted. We do a show called Wickedly Haunted on Parapost, and Matt was our guest host. And he saw the greatest XLS hits we ever captured at
They were
Hinsdale
good.
House. And we're talking about apparition heads peeking around corners. We're talking about the most bizarre a black mist going through a wall, appearing in the next room and shooting across the kitchen ceiling. To see that is so mind blowing. It's so mind blowing. Like sometimes what you're about to see tonight, I promise you, you're gonna almost think that it's not real. I do have the security cam footage from my house of me staring at my XLS, swearing at it, going, "What the f?" Actually, it was somebody else's XLS that I built for them. That I can show anyone anytime. I didn't have time to cut it in. I just thought of it and said, "Oh my god, Matt,
He did actually.
I gotta let you premiere this on your show because it's that messed up." And what do
Well,
you do? Yeah, lady, come on, let's go. My lovely wife is over here. She's walking around. Let's go.
gentlemen, all rise for Marissa.
Talk about a lady that's knowledgeable about equipment.
Before we
There
air
she
that,
is.
there she is. Hi, Marissa. Good
How are
seeing you
you?
again.
Nice seeing you.
I love that shirt, by the way. That is really cool.
Mine?
That is really cool. Yeah, yours. Yeah, absolutely.
She always dresses
That's
up so
very.
much. She puts me to shame on these shows, but
That's
I
awesome.
gotta rep the brand. I mean,
Hey,
somebody's right. I
hey,
tried to get her a T-shirt. She didn't want it.
I can't say anything. But before we get to the video, so guys, don't go anywhere. We got a couple of comments, but there's a question for you, Todd, and Marissa. Feel free to hop in with this one as well. So Big Rob from the Patrol is asking, so Todd, you use an SLS that you built. What do you think of the Ghost Tube SLS app?
Oh, okay. So here's the deal with SLS, XLS. SLS is structured light sensors. So it's not the tablet that's doing anything except capturing the image with the software and the way we program it. It's a camera that's casting out tens of thousands of little infrared beams that are creating a three-dimensional map of the environment by how far the depth is for the beam to hit. So if something's at 1 foot, something's at 10 feet, it's telling the software on the tablet that that's where these things are, and it's creating a 3D map of it. The XLS is like sonar, except it's using infrared beams that it's casting out every millisecond, boom, 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 and it's hitting solid objects with mass and density, and it's coming back to the camera like a boomerang, and it's telling it these things to create a three-dimensional map of the environment. The XLF does not have false positives. If you see a figure, it is there. If you see something, it has to have mass and density of some sort for it to appear. The Ghost Tube app doesn't have any beams casting out. It doesn't have the dots, the infrared dots casting out to be telling this software three-dimensionally what is there. It's just using a software program made for your phone to try to recognize a shape.
Yeah.
Okay. So what it's doing is when the the SLS will capture a false positive sometimes of a coat rack of a tall lamp because it sees the shape sometimes and it thinks it's a person, and it will happen. That's all that app is doing because it doesn't have any infrared beams or stuff like that coming out of it. It just doesn't. These devices were made for video game developers to create games for people based upon their movements, like playing baseball or whatever. And somehow somebody must have noticed other things were appearing. So those things are there three-dimensionally one way or another, even on an SLS. Okay, if it's a stick figure in the middle of the room, three-dimensionally, it has enough density for those beams to stop when it hits it and tell the software, oh shit, something's there at 10 feet, and it looks like a person. I tried that software just for a goof in an open air, like my daughter goes to karate. It's in an old like strip mall almost. So it's
Okay.
all open outside. You know what I mean? Like one big long hallway.
Yep.
You know, and it was every little shape it was telling me was a figure. I just I can't see how it could work without it's not casting out beams. It was not made for that, you know. I think it's just looking at shapes and trying, you know, calling it whatever, you know.
And again, folks, it comes back to validation. And, you know, I do not suggest for people to go out and buy every app out there. If they've got like a free trial or something like that, give it a shot, mess around with it. And, you know, like Todd said earlier, find which one works for you and just try it out. But make sure you have validation. Don't sit there and say that,
you know what? 3 years ago, when we made our first SLS, and then shortly after our first XLS, Marissa will tell you I'm obsessive compulsive about things. I researched this technology till I was blue in the freaking face. Okay. And Marissa worked with computers prior to COVID, and I'm very good with tech too. And we took all that info we had and we put it with the research we did to program these tablets differently than other people are doing. What other people are doing is they're taking Microsoft software and they're slapping it on a tablet and calling it a day, which is why on TV they crash all the time and they'll blame it on the ghost. It's the ghost crashed my new SLS. Or, you know, you'll see these blips like a figure for a second. When you buy our SLS camera, you know, we capture entities for minutes at a time.
Oh, longer
10,
than that.
20 minutes.
Yeah.
Like they're dancing around, they're shaking hands with us, they're doing what a person would do because I spend up to 2 hours programming each tablet. Like I could slap the software in 30 seconds and go, here you go, bye. But I didn't want to do that. I wanted something that really worked for me. I'm trying to find answers and validate Marissa and I's experience in the first haunted house we lived in, where if we talked about it, we had hundreds of people laugh in our face. And, you know, part of me, not in a vengeful, resentful way, but I want that proof to get rid of this stigma once and for all. So as much as I can put out there.
It's not even about the stigma, really. I just want to know, like, what should I expect?
Well,
yeah. What's
it's
going
twofold.
to happen? Because it's a scary thought.
Well, I think. Oh, I'm sorry, Marissa. Go ahead.
Oh no, I was just gonna say when we talk to all the spirits, they all seem so miserable.
Yeah, they're all so sad.
So it makes me worried. You know what's going on.
Well, I've always said this: we're paranormal investigators. You know, the big question that we get taught when we were young is there life after death? Well, I'm a Christian, so that answer should already be settled in religious aspect. But as a paranormal investigator, absolutely, there's life after death. Something happens because otherwise, who the hell are we talking to?
Correct.
We're trying to figure out what happens. What are the, you know, do we get a choice? Do we get a choice whether to go to heaven or hell? Do we get a choice to stay here? Do we get a choice to do this, to do that? You know, that's what we're trying to figure out. And, you know, like we said, there's no one piece of equipment that's going to get that. And it's all you know, we're not there yet. We're not there yet. And until we do, we're just going to have fun while we do it. You know what I mean? So,
so much of this bends my mind. Like it really twists it into a pretzel sometimes, just trying to fathom how they're on like a parallel plane as us that they can kind of cross through from time to time. And how the hell is that happening? You know, how are they dancing in the middle of my room? I got a video of on the XLS of a spirit twerking, and he popped up next to me. I didn't even know he was there till I went back to, it was a test video for the XLS, and I save it on the tablet to show the person I tested it.
Yeah.
And I watched it to screen record it for him, and I was like, what the hell is that? And it's like, dude, he pops up next to me and he's bent over twerking. I'm like,
how about the guy that was the guy who was masturbating in our living room?
Oh yeah, well, listen.
Like,
okay, now I think you got a spirit of Scotty Wilson, Scotty, the paranormal jackass going on right there.
The first time I turned on an SLS camera, I just built it. I turned it on, and the spirit in broad daylight appears in my lounge chair, and we're looking at him, and we're like, okay. And I'm like, why does he have an extra like stick coming off of him? Listen, it's on a YouTube channel. under best evidence clips, spirit masturbates in my chair.
Yeah, there's no making this one up.
And we're watching it, and he's actually pumping his arm. Listen, and at the end he lunges his head back, and like it's crazy.
Mhm.
And he had an extra stick. Don't ask me how or why, because they have the arms, the legs, the head, and homie had an extra stick between his legs. And I've never seen anything like it anywhere, and I've never seen it since. It was I turned on the camera and he was there.
I'll
That's
tell
a
you.
very, very haunted house. You need to understand that too. This is a messed up place.
I'll tell you what, folks. From now on, I'm definitely covering my mouth when I yawn. That's all I'm gonna say. But we got Jonathan Myers from Crossover Paranormal Society with us, my brother. What's up, Jonathan? Jonathan and I will be collaborating more next year. We got something planned. I can't wait for that. Victor Santiago from the Don Vic Show. What is up, my brother? The Don is in the house. What's up, Victor? I missed chatting with you. Then Rob's coming back with thank you for the in-depth review. Much appreciated. So,
not a problem.
So, Todd, you mentioned earlier, brother, that you have a video. I have it pulled up. Give us a little backstory here on what we're going to be looking at while I bring this up.
So, anybody, if you buy an SLS or an XLS, I test it when I wire it, and then I mount everything, and I will do a final test in my kitchen, shooting out towards my living room. Oftentimes, I see bizarre things on the screen that I cannot explain. I've been seeing for weeks this black thing on this screen right here, and I never hit record in time. Well, this time I saw him for a second. I reached out and hit record, and what you're about to see is a real video. You're going to see it. This is the 3D screen. Then you will see it again in night vision. Keep your eye on this side of the screen. That's my daughter in a computer chair. The other side.
Okay.
That's my daughter in a computer chair. Watch that side of the screen only. And then you see my coffee table in black there in the pink. After this thing disappears and shoots down my wall, watch the coffee table because you're going to see it moving around. See how it's all pink behind the table right now?
Yep.
You're going to see something moving around behind that table after, and it's going to come back again. And then wait till the night vision screen. It's jaw dropping. It's
all right.
It's just crazy.
All right, folks. So this is the first time I'm watching this too. So let's learn together and let's see this.
So that's what I've been seeing for weeks, right there.
Well, that was subtle.
Yeah, no.
Holy shit!
I saw that on my ceiling. I saw it shoot across my living room. But this time he was right. It looks like it's right in front of me there.
I was just gonna say, looks like it's right in front of the camera for the way it's blocking everything out.
You can see it's between my daughter and I because her chair's blocked.
Yeah.
See, and now see how it sucks me. Now watch the wall. Watch that rainbow wall. You see how there's like a black thing moving around?
Yeah.
Now look, that's the thing shooting away. Now watch the coffee table in a second. Oh, this is the face. I'm sorry, this is the face. Look, so that area of the camera that's blacked out over there should be nothing. Matt and I went over this on my show the other day.
Yeah.
And you can see that there's something there.
Look at that, take over the wall
on that right-hand side.
I want to pause this real quick because I saw something real quick. So I was looking over here. It almost looks like there's an arm that reaches out.
Yeah.
Over on this side.
It
that was kind of cool.
Forth down that area. It's weird. It's weird.
That was cool. Yeah, I see what you're saying with that face.
That's the face right there. If you went back like 2 clicks, you will see the face in depth, and it's crazy. And I just saw it as I was making this video, like right where the arrow is. That's where the thing is.
Should be popping up here in a second.
Right there, you'll see it.
Yeah.
It has mouth open and stuff.
Yeah.
And then it's gonna kind of go. Yeah, go ahead.
I was gonna say right here.
Yeah.
Look that arm
across the wall. Oh my god.
And I mean, these walls are probably about 20 feet tall, I would say.
Yeah, it's an open.
So this is, I mean, that's whatever this thing is. It's freaking huge.
Yeah, this is an old classroom. So the ceiling's probably 20, 25 feet tall.
Yeah.
This was an old classroom that we're sitting in, and you can see it. Like what's going on it's bizarre. And Julia has no idea. I have my mouth gaping open on the security camera footage, like I'm not even saying anything. And then, all right, so now this is where it's gonna be. Watch. This is what the thing actually is. Wait till you see it. Look at it. Look at it. And on the security footage, there's nothing there.
Okay, I
That's
want to.
not there.
So before anybody says anything, I just want to say something real quick. So some people may sit here and say that was your vape. You hit your vape or something like that. I know there's going to be naysayers. I just know how it is. But I want to just point something out. You guys know me pretty well that I will point stuff out fairly quick. That whatever that is, it comes over on this side. At first, that's exactly what I thought it was. I thought, oh, it might be a vape or a mist or something like that. Until you look at the outside of it, it's feathered like what hair would be.
Yeah.
It's not like what a mist would be. I just want to say that real quick.
It's got a face. It's got a face. Listen, like I said, I saved the security footage from this incident because I knew they would be naysayers. And all you're going to see is Julia sitting there and me with my mouth gaping open, staring at the tablet.
Yeah, because right there, right in the middle of the screen, folks, is where I see hair. It does look like vape, but it definitely looks like something manifesting.
That's
It's
shot
not.
away though to the back of the room.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, look at how fast it's going.
And a vape wouldn't shoot down the wall.
No.
And then come back. That looks almost like a hand there, right there. Like it's crazy looking. Like
it is definitely something in between you and your daughter.
And hold on, look, back it up a little bit. I'll show you something else with this camera. Okay, so this is casting a shadow on my wall. Okay, a vape does not cast. If you back it up, you'll see the wall. This is watch what I mean. Go forward a little bit, right? See this area that's white? You'll see it black when that thing's out there. It's casting a shadow on the wall. Yeah, you just saw the shadow there.
Not just that.
Watch as it goes away. The whole wall's black back there. Look at the shadow it's casting back there. See it? See the shadow right there?
Away, yeah.
And not to mention, it's hitting whatever light source you have. I thought at first it's pixelation, but even on the chair, it's disrupting the light source.
Yeah.
On that chair,
the reflective. See there? Look at the wall. See the black?
Yeah.
Vape doesn't cast a shadow. It doesn't. Not 10 feet behind it. So, and then hold on. Then something else is this the thing? Oh yeah, look at it there now on the bottom. Look at it. Yeah. Look at it. What the F? Now look back at the coffee table. Watch the coffee table now. It just went by the back of the coffee table.
That's a figure.
If that was a. Did you see it? It went by the coffee table It went behind the coffee table.
That was a straight up figure. Watch right here. That's a straight up figure.
Yeah. Like the movement.
Now watch the coffee table. It's behind the coffee table.
Yeah.
And then it disappears over by the freaking window there.
And again, that's about like 10 to 15 feet away. The coffee table from the that's like where the kitchen where Todd is, where the camera is.
Yeah, it definitely went in a path this way. It definitely manifested over here and came across. Definitely.
It shot back.
That's unreal.
It's mind blowing. And again, I just didn't have time to cut it in. I mean, I could get up and probably in 5 minutes get the security camera footage. You'll see my daughter sitting there, and you're gonna see me leaning over the table, and I'm gonna stitch this together, all with it together, and you're gonna see nothing there. You're not gonna see me doing any of that.
That is freaking awesome. And you know what's funny? And I've told you guys this on your show. You know, I'm a huge critic. I'll tell you exactly what I think about it. You know, any piece of evidence, I don't pull punches. But you guys capture some really good stuff. I won't lie. That, I mean, at first glance, watching that's compelling.
It's messed up.
Very good. Very, very good.
So, you know, we have what we call the kitchen sink theory. Like when I was joking around about all the equipment, what does it say?
I saw the shadow. That was what I was looking at, and I saw the figure too. That is amazing.
Yeah, it's crazy. But the whole story is I had been seeing that for weeks, and I couldn't catch it and we had
a customer come pick up.
We had customers come to the house to pick up an XLS, and I was demoing it for them, kind of showing them because they were going to the Conjuring house the next day. And I have a tutorial that you get with it. It's a long tutorial, but I was just showing them real quick. And that thing or something like it shot across my ceiling and covered the entire 30-foot ceiling. That's probably 20 by 20. It's a huge open room. And it went across the whole ceiling. You could see it like its blackness cover and then disappears. It went shot into my bedroom. And I couldn't catch it. And I finally caught it, but I didn't know that was going to appear on the night vision. So when I looked at the night vision part of the XLS, like my chin hit the floor. And I'm like, oh my freaking God. And I was like, everybody's going to think this is fake. So I real quick went to my Xfinity and I screen recorded the security just to show people that like this is real and there's nothing there. There's nothing there.
Holy shit. All right. So time got away from us as it always does. We're going to take a quick commercial break, guys. Don't go anywhere. We got 2 short videos that we're going to watch. First and foremost, obviously, it's Global Ghost Hunt. Now, Todd and Marissa are working with the Global Ghost Hunt now, so we're happy to have them on board. We got a new video for October and also for Fear Fest. If you guys haven't got your tickets yet, why not? Seriously, you guys will want to see it. And then we'll be right back after this quick break, guys.
Cool beans.
I don't know what it is, but that banjo gets me every time.
It was making us smile anyway.
I'm
disturbed by the video.
See, it's funny whether you like country music or bluegrass or whatever. No matter what genre of music you love, when you hear a banjo going like that, you just got to move. It's just
it reminds me of the bears at Disney there that were playing the banjo and stuff there.
Right. So before we continue on, I just want to give my shout outs as always. Of course, you guys, we mentioned him numerous times. Huge shout out to our brother Brian John Laverty over there at Parapost Network Central and Parapost.net. If you guys haven't heard of Parapost or Parapost.net yet, welcome to the show. But seriously, go check it out, guys. It is completely free to sign up. You just need an email. Start networking today. You can find it in 100 locations, great equipment like Todd and Marissa's, You can find merchandise. You can find a whole bunch of different things over there at Parapost. And also, you can find a lot of really amazing shows over on Parapost Network Central on Facebook and Parapost 2 International now.
There's an
You can
awesome
find.
show on there called Wickedly Haunted. It's a banger, man. That show.
I've heard. I've heard. And then you get shit like this that's on it. But also a huge shout out again to Howard Petrie, Chrissy, and everybody over at our Paralinks family. Love you guys. Go check out Paralinks 1, 2, and 3. Pun and Plus, they have a variety of different shows. They have amazing people, amazing shows, a lot of fun to be had over at Paralinks side. I also want to give shout outs. You mentioned the Global Ghost Hunt. Guys, sign up. You only have till the end of September to sign up. Get your team registered today. Get your location registered today. And if you are a team, you just don't have a location, sign up anyway. Same thing with location. You have a great location, don't have a team, sign up. It's that simple. We will all work together to make everything happen. It runs very smoothly. We have new merchandise out, literally brand new merch. Go check it out, globalhuntmerch.com. We're always going to be adding some new things, and we have a couple of special surprises as well. And you just saw the video for Fear Fest. I sadly will not be able to attend. I don't know. Are you guys planning on going to Fear Fest?
I don't know what
in
it
September?
is.
Short version, down in New Orleans, Nolans. Sorry,
Yeah,
Howard.
I definitely won't be going, but I wish I
Down
could.
in Nolans. Think of a Paracon with a Mardi Gras vibe. That is what Howard Petrie and them are creating, and I sadly will miss it. I know Brian's going down. I know a couple others. I think Anthony's going to be there. A few others. I will be going down to New Orleans, Nolans. Sorry, and I got to get used to it. And in October for our honeymoon, but it's going to be a great time. It's going to be an absolutely great time. They're doing an amazing job with it. And I know you guys. If you guys want equipment, obviously go to Todd and Marissa for Relatively Paranormal. We'll show you their equipment here in a little bit. But if you guys are like me and the Wicked Queen, we like our gems. We like shiny shit. Go check out the Raven's Call. Valerie does an amazing job. She has a great show, great prices. She's always giving away stuff. And I just love her. She is amazing.
Talking about crystals?
Mm-hmm.
We love
gems.
crystals. We love
Check
crystals.
out the Raven's Call. That is the way to go. And she runs a Haunted 505 Paranormal. We saw her on Global Ghost Hunt as well in May. But I've actually gotten a couple of things from her. They're beautiful. Absolutely stunning crystals. And she's always giving away stuff. So a huge shout out to her.
As far as crystals go, just to segue real quick.
Uh-oh.
This bad Larry right here is the first thing we ever sold. The first thing we invented this. It's called the Power Plant. It's a spirit energy device, and we invented it because living in the haunted house, even this one, we get sucked dry on a daily basis, and it's because spirits cannot create energy. They are energy, but they can't create it. They still need it to interact. And the energy they steal from our devices, from our bodies, our cameras, they do not have a physical body to hold it, right? Common sense. So they need it again and again and again, which is why if you go and investigate and your camera dies and then the activity spikes up and then it dies and then you're done for the night, right? Because that spirit used the energy that it stole from your camera, which isn't a lot, 3-4 milligauss of energy.
Yeah.
It did one thing, it can't do any more, so it's disinterested and it's going to leave. The spirit it can't do anything else. This is like giving a spirit a wall plug to plug into for the night. It's a constant energy source. It's 2 very powerful energy pumps. And as far as the crystals go, it has 2 massive crystals in it, a quartz and an amethyst. And we make one that has a 3rd crystal, a spirit quartz. We've researched these crystals very much. They come from very specific countries. Matt, you know about crystals. Crystals from certain places carry more power than other places. We're very specific about what we do. And this device I hate to say guarantee, because a spirit, if it doesn't want to interact with you, it cannot make a spirit interact with you. Of course. But if they want to interact, you will get more activity. It is a fact. The device works, and we sell that in all 3 of our equipment shops for what it does for you for cheap money. Believe me. Well, we spend thousands of equipment for what? To catch activity, to catch evidence. If you don't have the activity, what's the equipment? Yeah. This gives the spirits the opportunity to interact with you all night if they want to.
Honestly, brother, I think that is a absolutely. Like, don't get me wrong. I have nothing against EM pumps, but like I stated earlier,
Not an EM pump though. That's the thing. EM pump is something separate. It's completely different. I'll talk to you on the side about it. I'm not going to give
yeah,
away my secret, but
of course.
I spent 3 years tweaking it, developing. It doesn't make noise. It hardly any vibration. I have vibration pads that kill any vibration anyway, but it makes almost no vibration. It's very clean. It's not what you buy on Etsy that calls itself an EM pump at all. There's specific principles that I have at play here that I learned from researching ancient civilizations, paranormal hotspots worldwide. All have certain things in common,
Mhm.
and I tried to put that in a little box.
Yeah, it's not just a few wires. It's actually quite complex. It takes about 4 hours for
It
God
takes
to
like
make
3 to 4 hours to
just one
make,
of them.
honestly.
It's but it works. It works.
You know,
But
I'll have to give it a shot, and because see, like I said, I'm sensitive to the electromagnetic field. I get terrible migraines, and my one team loved to put EM pumps underneath like my car seat and give me headaches.
oh,
Oh no, they thought that was funny. That's how we did. We messed
uh,
with each other.
Oh my
Of course, you're
God.
also talking to a guy who ran. You know what a morph suit is? Those whole suits that are like Under Armour that people
Oh,
wear for like stuff.
yeah.
Yeah, I used to have a black one, and I used to hide in woods and grab a hold of my investigators as they were walking through it, just to mess with them.
oh, so they paid
So,
you back.
oh yeah, it was back and forth. It was good banter.
So you're
Uh,
saying you're not going to be wearing a God helmet anytime soon, then?
maybe we'll see. We'll see what happens.
That might
Who
kill
knows?
you, bro, if you're that sensitive to it. If it's pumping it into your head like that.
Yeah,
Good
yeah,
God.
but
The
anyway.
power plant, the power plant only has a radius of like a foot or two. Okay, like as far as a person goes, probably like a foot. As far as a microphone picking up any sort of energy, maybe 2 feet. That's it. It's not made. It does charge the atmosphere over time, but it's made for the spirits to go to it and use it. We have SLS footage of spirits kneeling over it like they're huffing it, like paint. We
So then
have
what you're
what's
so what you're
that?
saying is for me, I'd have to turn it.
That doesn't happen. That does not happen. I'm not even messing around. That does not happen. Listen, we have SLS footage of a spirit sitting on it in a chair. It would disappear, crawl around the ceiling. It's that Rolling Hills Asylum. It would waste all its energy. Then it would disappear off the ceiling and reappear back on the chair. It did it like 10 times.
You know what they're doing? The
Boom,
spirit's like,
boom, boom,
yo,
boom,
turn that
boom.
fucker
So
on.
I would need a 3 foot pole with attachment just to turn it on and set it down because that would make something I don't know
Well, we
like one of
tested
those.
it. We tested it, and it put out over 12,000 milligauss. And I don't know, crystals can enhance energy up to 500 times, but it's energy that's transduced, it's transformed. So
Mhm.
I don't know if an EMF meter would even pick up the amplification from the crystals. I think that's just what the pumps are doing.
Hmm. It'd be
You know
something
what
to
I'm saying?
try
Like,
out.
how would you measure what the crystals are if they transduce the energy, then release it?
I'll
How
tell
do
you.
you measure that? I
I'll
don't.
tell you what. I'll tell you what, brother. I'll make you to a deal. I will get one. I will get one of these power plants. I'll test it out. We'll have some fun with it, and I'll let you know. So that way, it's consultant approved for those who are sensitive to
Seriously,
EMF like me.
you gotta follow my instructions. You gotta follow my instructions, though. Some people, Ghost Hunters has one. I don't know where they got it from. I don't know if they bought it from us. I don't know if we gave it to a guy who used to be on the show who came here and visited us one time, and I gave it to him. And I think that's what they have. It's a pretty powerful one. It's one of mine, which is
Mm.
like an experimental one. And they have it, but they don't know how to use it. You don't go into a room and put it down like an EMF meter, turn it on for 10 minutes, and then when you leave, turn it off. You go into a room and you let it rip from the time you're setting up till the time you leave. And then when you enter that room, shit will go back shit crazy. That's
Absolutely.
it's meant to be left on the entire investigation, and they're just turning it on like a meter. It doesn't work that
Okay.
way. It's not, because the spirit, again, a spirit takes the energy, it uses it to speak to you, it uses it to do an EMF, it uses it to move something. The energy's gone, they shut it off. Now what?
Yeah.
You took away its energy supply.
So they're
So
not
if,
going to deal with you. It makes
yeah,
sense.
so if anybody actually knows them dudes, I've sent them messages and they still don't get it. So if you know Steve and Tango, tell them they're using it wrong. It's a power
Well,
plant.
I know Brian and I we spoke with Satori Haas and Cherie Marie on Women Investigate too. Maybe we can make some connections.
Listen,
So-
I offered to make them a better one that doesn't make noise, that doesn't vibrate. They have a Gen 1 it's like 3 years ago. You know how much work I've done on this thing in 3 years?
They have a nice one, though.
Yeah, they have a very powerful one, if that's what they have. I don't know. The guy gave it to him, whatever, but it might not be that. But it's a Gen 1. It's got specific characteristics that the new ones don't, but the new ones are so much better. So, I mean, how much more energy do you need than 12,000 milligauss? I mean, honestly.
So we have a couple of new people coming into the room on an hour late. So we'll talk backstage, people. We'll talk later about your being on time. No, I'm joking. So can't spell good. Welcome back. I love Can't Spell Good. Can't Spell Good actually just came on. The first time I saw him a couple days ago.
I'm blind, but I can see Cheers. It must be somebody from the UK?
I believe so. Yeah, I believe so.
We're jealous. You live in a fantastic place for the paranormal.
Right.
Hopefully we get there.
Couldn't be
Interesting concept on providing the energy instead of letting them take yours. Absolutely. Which, by the way, nobody should do unless you are competent and comfortable enough to do that.
We don't get that bad a pair of hangovers anymore since we invented the thing. We used to get real bad pair of hangovers.
You know, I used to too until I found it. Oh, that's great. Green.
Was it saying to take their energy away and weaken them?
Do you have any? Yeah. Do you have anything to take their energy away?
They don't have energy. They're made of energy, but they still need energy like live people do to do anything. So they can't produce it. All they can do is take it. So you can't take energy from them because they don't have any to take. They're only taking from you.
Unless it's like, a demonic force in that case, just get a vibe.
The only thing is a demonic entity doesn't need energy, but it will take it. It will take it to make itself more powerful, which is where you got to be careful with the power plant. If you think there's a demonic entity there, you may not want to give it 12,000 milligauss worth of energy to suck on all night. I mean, we do anyway, but we protect ourselves.
David
much.
Hope.
What's up, my people?
So, David.
You know I did want to mention though, as far as if you do want to buy any of our equipment, we do have 3 shops. We have our website, which is relativelyparanormal.com. There's a ghost hunting equipment shop there. On our website, there's one thing you can get there you can't get other places, and that is the loyalty rewards program, like Boo Bucks. Boo Bucks, $400 you spend, you get $20. With us, it's at 150 points. We give you dollar for dollar with points. You get 50 points just for joining. It's free shipping on your next order, which could be $50, $60 depending on what you bought. At 300 points, you get 10% off your entire order. At 400 or 500 points, you get 15% off your next entire order. So if you waited,
you're a guest, right? You're a guest.
Yeah, I know. Well, I want to give myself a shout out.
No, he's a co-host. This is a co-host. He's a co-host. He's fine. Actually,
because you said if you want to buy their equipment, so and then
I have your Etsy pulled up right now.
Yeah, we have a very established Etsy shop that's 3 years old. It's relativelyparanormal.etsy.com, real easy. And then if you like eBay, it's ebay.com/STR/relatively paranormal equipment. So those are the 3 shops that we run. I now have reviews on the website that I pull from Etsy, product videos, everything.
So, I hope you're all writing this down.
I don't care where you buy from. I really don't.
Speaking of which,
to me, you can buy from whichever shop you want. It doesn't matter to me at all.
I have the Etsy pulled up right now. And it's real easy to find, guys. Just go to Etsy.com and look up Relatively Paranormal right here.
Etsy's our big shop. That's our big boy right there.
Real easy to find. And when I was talking about the prices earlier, prices are, I mean, look at this, $100 for a full spectrum 4K. Really.
It's a nice camera too. It's high quality. Really? It's banging. This is you can also add any accessories you want to it in the variations. You can add a rechargeable night vision light. You can add this pistol grip mount that folds out to a mini tripod. So if you don't have a lot of equipment like we were discussing earlier, for a little over $100, you can get a complete setup, full spectrum 4K. Be taking banging videos for your YouTube channel, whatever, just like that. Yep. And we offer Klarna there too, which is paying for. You make the first payment up front. We send you your product, and then every 2 weeks for 6 weeks you make a payment. So you spend $100. You can break that into 4 payments of $25. So you can pay $25, get a full spectrum camera, and then every 2 weeks you pay another $25. I mean, obviously you got tax
Absolutely.
and shipping, but we're talking peanuts there. But you could do that with any of our products. As long as it's over $50, you can use Klarna, and we get paid right away. You get your product right away. It's like layaway, except you get your stuff right away. How can you beat that?
Right. And just so everybody knows, I believe most, if not all of these pieces of equipment, there are how-tos as well. So if you're interested in seeing it being used, Todd and Marissa were gracious enough to add that as well. So definitely. Oh, he's from Canada, by the way. Can't spell good. He's from Canada.
We do sell in Canada. On
Canada.
Etsy, the videos are rather short, but if you go to relativelyparanormal.com or the Relatively Paranormal YouTube channel, we have like 38 product videos that are like and Matt knows we show evidence in every video. It's
Yep.
not just Marissa and I go buy our shit. It's here's our XLS camera right here. This is what you get with it. The XLS comes with a brand new tablet, and then we show you a bunch of crazy evidence to entertain you for like 3 or 4 minutes. So it's all stuff we've captured ourselves, but our XLS camera is super high quality, and we now have an SLS camera, the first one that has a built-in screen recorder and an upgraded Windows 10 tablet, which is more powerful. And I built the screen recorder into it because it was like requested for the last year up and down the line. How do I record it? How do I record it? How do I record it? And you either had to go buy one, which interfered with the SLS system, or record it with a second camera. This one, it screen records and it does not interfere with what the SLS is doing at all. I built it in seamlessly, trust me. And both those devices come with video tutorials and written instructions with pictures.
Oh, thank God.
We offer video chat tech support. If there's something outside the tutorial that you don't understand, Marissa and I will get on a video chat with you just like this, and we'll walk you through it. Listen, we're here. We really are like the Paranormal Investigator store. We know these things are like kind of complicated technology. We know some people aren't great with technology. So, and that's lifetime. You could call me a year from now and be like, I'm not sure how to use this thing. I can't seem to get it. I'll get on a video chat with you. I don't mind. Honestly, we're here to help. For real.
Well, I'll tell you my selling point, and by the way, my shopping list gets longer every time I see your guys' Etsy. Just saying. I'm glad you said there's pictures because not good with no.
The
there has to be pictures.
Fantastic. And every time somebody had something that they didn't understand, we added to the tutorial if it wasn't in there. Even if it was one person out of 1,000 who had a question, I remade the tutorial and added that answer in there for the next person down the road who had that.
Oh, that tutorial got so much longer by like 20 minutes.
But it's to help though. Everybody who watches the tutorial and reads the instructions first has an amazing experience. It's only people who just turn it on and want to play with it, and then will start calling us up saying, "I can't figure out this." And then the first question I ask is, "Did you watch the tutorial yet?" Well, no. Watch the tutorial, and if you have a question, I'll get on the video chat with you.
It's amazing. Actually, Stephanie, I'm going to be talking about that. I think next week. The next week, Paraverse, about protection and how to protect yourselves, cleansing yourself, and how to prepare yourself for the investigations. So,
I mean, a lot of that too, like protection, it has to do with your belief systems as well. We're Christian. We douse ourselves in holy water from head to toe. I have a spray bottle, a Windex bottle.
Walking there like
I'm an ordained minister. I'm an ordained Christian minister. I practice Wicca, pagan, Buddhism, Taoism. You name it, I've practiced it. I've read it, and everything like that. You're absolutely right. It does come down to beliefs. But like I said, we're gonna have a show about it next week. We'll have a show about all that good stuff.
Intention too. I believe people who go into places. Overly skeptical with a bad attitude. They don't get activity. If you're in there, look at it like this.
I do too.
If you go into a location and you're debunking, and that spirit is standing right next to you, and it actually did move that door, and you're debunking it, How pissed off would you be if you wasted all your energy as a ghost to move something to get someone's attention, and then they debunked it as wind in your presence? Like that, it's not. I do my debunking later on when I'm watching the video. I do stuff like that. You got to realize these are live human beings. You got to put yourself in the time period. Marissa's awesome at that. Matt was talking about it the last time we spoke to him. You really have to. Some of them see the technology as black magic. They get scared of it. You got to break it down to simplistic things. I know this didn't exist when you were alive. I know you didn't have electricity, for God's sakes, but this is how far things have come. I know that time means nothing to you, but this is where we're at. I know we look weird with the clothing and whatnot. We're not here to hurt you. I really do want to hear your story. If you can, how much of it you can tell me. Treat them like people. They're not sideshow acts, carnival acts. We want to have fun doing this, but these are dead people. And like Marissa said, a lot of them are sad and depressed, and they're really not here for our entertainment. Like, you can have fun ghost hunting with your friends, but these are people, most of them. And the things that aren't people, you really don't want to F with, for lack of a better term. And
Oh, you can say fuck. You can say fuck on here. That's why I have that going. This is an SC-17 show, so have fun. But no, you're absolutely right. And like I said, if you're interested, Stephanie, next week we are going to be going in more in depth in that type of stuff. So feel free to come back. I saw Rob was going to be leaving. Have a good night, Rob, from the patrol. Go check out the patrol guys. They do an amazing job as well. And I know Big Rob and
hey, Rob, I'm jealous, buddy. I'm jealous. One day, but we'll get there.
It says 2:30 in the morning in the UK. Is that crazy?
Yeah, I'm jealous.
They're 5 hours.
They have abandoned places like everywhere. Like
I
I'm
know.
watching on YouTube. They're like, yeah, we're going to this castle. It's wide open. It's abandoned. There's this van out in the middle of the woods, and we're breaking into it. It's crazy. What does that say?
Liz does it too. She goes to the castles. But I know Rob and Nando from our Portal to the Paranormal, they're starting their own show as well.
There's two of them, Liz. There's the basic one's $295. It's complete. Comes with everything. The tablet, software, everything high quality. It comes in a box ready to use. You put on the tablet mount with one screw and you're done. You watch my tutorial, you're good. If you want to screen record, it's like $25 and you get a better tablet with better software and a screen recorder. And I show you how to use that in a tutorial. And you can screen record that way, or you can use another camera and get the less expensive one. But for $25, it's up to you. But when Marissa and I started selling these last year, they were $400 or $500 all day. We must have been cursed. How many people were cursing us out when we decided to drop a better product at half the price? And I took satisfaction with that, because people who couldn't afford it before could now get it. And they should be able to, take their journey to a higher level if they want, with more technology, because $500 is out of reach for most people. That's somebody's rent, like half your rent.
Yeah.
$295 is affordable. You do Klarna, $75. You get your SLS every 2 weeks, pay $75, and you're good to go.
Well, and see, I will say on a personal note, that is one reason why I'm really attracted to what you guys are doing. Because as most of you know who've seen the show, I'm all about helping everybody and anybody. And like Paravid Studios, you saw the video in the start of the show. That is the new trailer I have for it. I want to give people a chance, because I know some people aren't good with computers. And I'm not saying I'm the best, but people seem to like my intros and my videos that I do. So I want to help people out with that. I don't want to charge them, $200-$300 for a 1 minute video. And that's what the going price is. They're charging like $300 for a minute. It's like, fuck you. I'd rather do $20 flat rate. You get what you want. I get, so like, if I get enough people to do it, I pay for the software. Who cares? It's a win-win on everybody's part. But in the meantime, I'm going to have fun doing it. And I like to have fun. But no, I love what you guys are doing. Again, guys, go check them out. Relatively Paranormal. You can find them pretty much anywhere. And also
the experience we've had for this whole time, like, because I'm able to build these things, I want to give you that experience. It's amazing ride, and to be able to see spirits in front of you, or even, like I said, the EMF detector is something we used for 3 years. So we know it works. We won't sell you something unless we have used that model for a long time and know that it's going to provide you with results. We really want to help. Listen, this is no
Well,
BS. This is the company. This is it.
We sell everything that we use. So
at Christmas time, Marissa and I, from November to December, worked 14 hours a day till 2, 3 in the morning to get everybody their SLSs, everything they bought before Christmas. And I don't care if you ordered 5 days before Christmas, you got your order because we understood how it was, and it's somebody's Christmas gift. And we did that to help people out. I didn't have to do that. I have a 1 to 2 week waiting period listed, but it's not what we do. It's
which is another thing. I mean, we get these things out in like days,
Yeah.
literally. If you order today, you'll probably have it.
If you have a request, I have an investigation, I'll do my best. I can't control the shipping end of it, but I'll get you out your thing in time to get it there. It's up to the post office to get it the rest of the way, but we use priority mail. They're pretty quick.
Yeah, and we take special requests. So.
We're good people. Listen, we really are. We really want to help. That's what it's all about.
And that's, like I said, that's why what you guys are doing attracted my attention, is because that's what it's about. It's about helping people. You're not after millions of dollars or making it huge. You're just after to help people, and that's the good. That's what we need. We need more people like you guys in this field. 100%.
To be able to do this, though, it is a dream come true for us to be able to both do this as a career and help people and bring better evidence to the forefront. It's a win-win for all of that, and we love doing it. Does it get a little crazy sometimes? Yeah, but that's just we enjoy that part too. Don't get me wrong. You can run around. It's still fun.
I know the feeling. Stephanie, feel free to, I don't know where you're watching from, which Facebook side. Shoot me a message at Paranormal Consultant, and we'll see what we can do to help you out. And Candace says, you guys are awesome, and I definitely agree, 100%. And like I said, Thanks. Paranormal 101, going back to the basics, with equipment, no better people right here. So, guys, thank you both so much for joining me tonight. It's been always fun. It's always fun.
Go another hour if you want, whatever you want to do.
I'd love to, but the Wicked Queen would castrate me. She's waiting for dinner. So
we love talking paranormal, no matter what it is about. And
I'm the same way. I'll sit here all fucking night long. We'll just have fun. But like I said, the Wicked Queen would castrate me, and I know some people would love to see that live, but that's pay-per-view, so that'll be coming.
Real quick, the show Wickedly Haunted that I was talking about.
How about it?
It's really not. It's kind of like podcast meets like Ghost Adventures, in that all we show is a shit ton of evidence that we captured with the equipment that we sell. And then we talk about it for a couple minutes before. Matt was a guest host. So we watch a lot of really cool evidence, and then we talk about it, get all excited. Then we show more, and it's usually from one place. And that's all the show is. So if you like evidence, you go to my YouTube channel, Relatively Paranormal, pull the Wickedly Haunted playlist. Some are house cases we have done, like real demonic house cases. Some are famous places we've been to. Some were out in the woods at crazy King Philip War sites. I mean, we've been all over the place, but it's just evidence. It's just, there's not much Marissa and I BSing. We do that in between the clips, but it's more like, instead of me doing voiceovers, it's between the clips we chat and break down. Oh, we use this equipment. Here's how it works, and this is what we think the evidence is. But that's our analysis. You can think what you want, type of thing. But we have a lot of fun, and that if you enjoy evidence, check the show Wickedly Haunted. It's on the Relatively Paranormal YouTube channel, and it paraposts live every once in a while when I can do a show.
Sounds good.
It's a lot of shit to go through, so I do my best.
Oh, I know. I've been there. I think we've all been there. But thank you again, guys, so much for watching. Again, if you guys haven't, go check out Wickedly Haunted, Relatively Paranormal, and definitely give these guys some more business, because they deserve it. They deserve it. Not trying to get you guys more work, but I want to get you more work. But
we love our customers. We've had some great customers, like we really have. So we're blessed for all you guys. Everybody, thank you for supporting us. We appreciate it.
Well, on behalf of everybody, thank you both for what you do. Keep doing what you're doing. Be proud, because you guys are doing something amazing for this field. 100%.
Thank you. Thank you. See, this is what makes it worth it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So, all right, guys. Well, that's going to wrap it up for this episode of Paraverse Podcast. Check us out next week. I have no idea what the hell. day it's going to be, but I'll let you all know. So keep on the lookout for it. I'll plan it out, and you guys will know. So
None of us are like national TV shows. We can't tell you when we're going to be on.
I really don't. My schedule changes every week, so who the hell knows?
5 hours
But
before we jump an ad.
I'll let everybody know. I'll let everybody know when the next show is. Next one again will be on investigations, so you don't want to miss it as we continue Paranormal 101. So I guess there's only one more thing left for me to say. Y'all have yourselves a great rest of your night. Have fun. Stay safe. And as always, guys, you know the rest. Happy hauntings.